Hello there, guys. Welcome back. We are going to be going into our first game of the day. It is Iron Branch versus the Incas. And what are your thoughts going into this one, Charlie?
I mean, I'll be honest, Fred, this one sort of caught me out a little bit. We haven't seen the Incas actually yet this league. They are 1 and 2 right now. But we've seen a bit of a familiar face in terms of Edward on the roster, which is quite nice to see. You know, caught me off a bit.
Well, it's nice to see that kind of some of these, older players, you could say, potentially just getting back into, pro play and, playing in the SCL. It's nice to see it.
Yeah, and obviously on the other side of things, Iron Branch, they are 4 and 1. I do believe they're 4 and 1 at least. Well, it says that, even though I could only see 3 wins. But SCL page says 4 and 1, so I'm going with 4 and 1. And they actually lost their opening game of the season as well. So quite a nice comeback there from Iron Branch. But 1v1 here, Fred. Positionally, Heavy God's taking a lot of aggression towards Monster here, but could quite easily get snuck past.
Yeah, well, Miko can just go towards A. Obviously, though, so many questions going through Miko's mind, wondering where this final player does reside. I like this deep play
Miko
from Heavy
goes
God.
towards A.
The rotation can be
There's a chance Heavy God might not know if it's A or B. He won't be close enough to the bomb side to hit the ticks, I don't believe.
Surely just going to have to go through B.
Hopefully there's a kit down somewhere, because, yeah, like you said, rotations, they're going to take a while.
Potentially a kit and con. Oh, the door's closed, though. That can be heard from here, though.
He does have a kit, in fact. Miko's positioning is very good, just crept around.
Oh, and these steps have been heard. Miko certainly got this round in the palm of his hand. Do have a smoke on Heavy God, though. Just going to drop the smoke on the bomb. He's got time to go for this. Spots the player, just goes for the stick. Oh, the blades are out, though. Oh, just in time. Knife kill as well.
Yeah, you're not getting much closer than that. Nice effort there from Heavy God, though. I mean, I like how he sort, despite seeing the player in toilets, firing a couple of bullets and just getting on the bomb. Normally, you'd expect a lot of players would just get off the bomb there. He's got the information on the player and go for the fight. But I like that he stuck that, gave himself a good chance, but sadly it wasn't to be. Forced buy out in this one, though, from Iron Branch. 3 Deagles and an M4 alongside that MP9.
Obviously, the main problem there for Heavy God was really just the lack of time. As you mentioned, the rotations being so slow. He only had about 10 seconds before dropping the smoke, and realistically, you're going to take a gunfight and try and get the defuse on time. It would be really tough, but a lot of damage there from Mass Fight. Drops down Knife and also drops Ganginho down to very low HP. Sensei aggressing as well. We'll find Miko, and this is looking very nice here for Iron Branch. How has Sensei got an M4 out? It must have been dropped over from someone. Oh, it's Sad. Sad dropped over an M4. I love that play. I feel like we do that quite a lot, don't we?
Do we?
Yeah, where you drop me the Deagle and I drop you an AK.
Oh yeah, we do actually. Yeah, good point. I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever played with the M4.
Never the one to wield the AK, though, am I?
Never. I mean, I'm never the one offering. So if I've got enough money, I'm like, all right, let's get the Galil and Kevlar out.
Yeah, but I don't want to get a Galil. I'd rather just have a Deagle.
Yeah, Galil, I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with it.
Oh, mine's just
I love to buy it, but I hate to use it.
Nice find from Ganginho, though. Heavy God, tasked with finding this pick here. Could have found a second. Oh, lovely second shot there. And it was all on Edward, but too tall a task. We do see the Force Buy go the way of Iron Branch. So the money for the Incas, certainly not in a great spot whatsoever.
Great response there from Iron Branch. But a player that I feel like you have to point out there is got to be Mass Fight. Only found 1 kill, but the fact he did so much damage to one of the players, bought the other and actually took down the other. I think left one on around 10 HP and killed the other with just an MP9. That's not a bad trade there at all.
Oh!
Nice way to kick off the round with just the Eagles.
I didn't even see him.
That's got to just be a pre-fire. Just great crosshair placement and a pre-fire, because that was brilliant.
Maybe I need to start going for some of those pre-fires. I don't know where I have the same level of counter-strafing, but Jackie doing very nice in this one. Takes down Cleo. Finds a second. Oh, runs out of ammo. Could get found here. Miko will eventually take him down. Sad rotating in towards Connector. We'll find him. 2 casualties on the Iron Branch side, but not the biggest of problems here, as it will just be the eco for the Incas. And a nice little comeback here from Iron Branch.
Yeah, this is going to be the one that Iron Branch are going to want to win cleanly. Like you said, it's not that big an issue that they lost a couple of players in the previous round, but this is the one where, on paper, they should try to win this with all 5 players alive. Only sort of $900 invested into this round from the Incas, just those 3 PT50s. I still love that we're seeing a bit more PT50 love.
I feel like it's always just Eagles.
Yeah, or maybe Tech 9s a decent amount of time as well. But the PT50s, they're getting used a lot. Massify could make a lot of cash, but in fact doesn't find anything.
I feel like Massify, he got that early info. Could have just dropped a nade in. It would have chipped all those players down. He would have had enough time. Obviously, sometimes when you see that many bodies, you just want your gun in hand.
It's the only SMG as well, so the only real money maker. Rest of these players on Iron Branch are just the rifle. So yeah, disappointing that Massify couldn't find anything.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking to myself, realistically, Iron Branch just going to allow Massify to find these kills. Just, you know, kind of let the MP9 rain terror on their opponents. But the Con Rush certainly caught them off guard and gives somewhat of an entrance for the Incas here, as we do just have this solo A plate. It's all on Sensei here. It does have a smoke and a molly, so...
Yeah, this bomb plant could be a guarantee here. I mean, realistically, Sensei can't fight that heavily. Just a molly towards front. Toilets has to throw it late. These players have crept up so deep. He does throw on the first, and the bomb is getting planted as we speak.
And it's a very successful round here. Oh, that's a team kill. Very unfortunate. All on Kilo. He's getting tapped away here. Sensei just playing with his food. Another round. Iron Branch, yeah, they lost that early pick, but only 1 casualty in that one. But the bomb going down for the Incas should allow potentially an AWP being brought out for Cleo.
They can get the AWP out if they want.
Has been brought out.
The AWP. Yeah, obviously, it's the issue that you sort of have with that sort of 5.4k is you can get the Kevlar and the AWP. Obviously, you have no util, but against the CTs, it's always a bit of a risk. Obviously, these for Mass and these 2 M4s can obviously take down the AWP with just 1 headshot. But I feel like if you're getting headshot down early, there's a decent chance you're going to probably fall anyway.
Yeah, I feel like as well, you know, you want yourself on your main weapon. You want that AWP in play. And I feel like sometimes, yes, it's a risk. Yes, you're not going to have as much utility. But if your team's got an extra bit of cash each, you know, they can all drop a piece themselves. And then, you know, you're on full util. I feel like it's a really undervalued and kind of underappreciated part of something that I feel like could be in the meta. You know, if your AWP has got no util, everyone just drop a piece. Yeah, it means that you might not have a smoke. One person might not have a molly, but it means that everyone's going to have full util.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. And I feel like maybe as time goes on, we see a bit more of that.
Yeah, hopefully so, because I feel like when you're on that kind of 5.5k, you know, enough to bring out the AWP and Kevlar, but not enough for head armor, I feel like a lot of the times you'll see AWPers just go for that kind of the AK and util. They'll never really opt for, you know, deciding to go for the AWP, because it is somewhat of a risk. And I guess you could say in this one, it clearly did not pay out. Once again,
that's a really great response there from Sensei and Massify. Jackie falls early, and these 2 players just having 5 opponents up against them towards the A side. They're the only 2 players on A, and dealt with it really, really well.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it wasn't as though anything crazy happened in that round. They just took the individual gunfights, and it worked out in their favour. They just kind of played it quite nicely, and, you know, no risk taken. Like to see it.
Another weak buy here from the Incas, though. They are leaning towards A. Jackie and Kong could get exposed. Especially with Edward in the backlines flanking, but Edward isn't going to have any impact just yet. A bit more silent, spots a player outside the door.
It's sad, just going to be backing away. Getting himself out of the altercation. 2 players in short here. We are going to be seeing Massify aggressing toilets. Good enough for 1.
Massify.
Second as well.
Let's get the second. 2v4 now. There are armor on both these players, but oh, that's a great deagle shot there. Massify is going to get hunted. I'm loving these taps that we're seeing from Iron
it's
Branch
so
here.
nice. I feel like in that position, when you've got 4 bullets remaining, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it just shows the confidence of these players, because I'd be way too scared to go for something like that. I guess there's a reason they're playing at this level, and I'm still playing MM.
And we're casting people at these levels.
Exactly.
Orp is out once again for the T side.
Oh, I can throw that molly. Should I be subbing in for Iron Branch?
Oh, that looks scary there. Sad looked like he got caught in a clip in there. Just sort of up in that headshot angle for a little too long. Ganging Yo. It's going to have more impact with Orp in this round than he did in the prior.
We got very deep there. Completely caught them off guard. Heavy God can upgrade that FAMAS now. Ganginho. I go for another peek here. Let's play a trap pillar now. Nowhere to go. Oh, we do a mass vine connector. Nice find from Knife. Sensei, though, will take down Miko. Good enough for one. Util coming out now. Oh, Jackie's in the back line. So many targets, but somewhat struggling. He does get his second, but it's all on Sensei now. 1 versus 2.
Yeah, the Incas finally do find their second round. They've got to try to be able to string this one together. Obviously, just to point out again, they did win that pistol round, just failed to convert against the force bite. So important that they do win this one. Rushing towards short. Sad does shut it down, but Edward with a great response, just spamming through the wall.
Ooh, mass fight. Might think again before going for that jump spot. That's twice now. He's been seconds away from death. Great find from Miko. Takes down Jackie. Now they will aggress towards A. Do you have Sensei posted up here towards the flower pots? Surely Edward might fall here, but oh, the timing could be nice. Just as Sensei falls back, we do see Edward progressing through the smoke.
Heavy God's getting on a deep flank here, but if Sensei falls early, his flank might be irrelevant. Luckily for Sensei, the attack was quite split. Miko gets flashed in and finds Sensei. Perfect sort of team play there. Bomb is going to go down and Heavy God's still on this flank.
Massfire though, so low HP. All he can do is kind of spam through this wall here. Doesn't really want to show himself get taken down. Does have another flash here though, to try and delay somewhat longer.
Issue is with Massfire sort of just firing these pot shots and sort of just delaying it. It becomes a bit obvious that a flank is coming through.
Potentially not a flank, more of kind of a save. I feel like the lack of aggression shown, even though how deep and kind of like how early Massfire could have rotated. The way I kind of looked at it is though, you know, Iron Branch were just saving and potentially selling that fake. But yeah, I feel like Heavy God, they didn't really expect him there, but I feel like he needed to get 2 in that situation.
It looked like that's what he's playing for. Obviously, he came out towards long. There was the player back dice and the player on truck. He actually shot the player truck first. So I think he was trying to get 2. Just the position of the truck player wasn't perfect for Heavy God to be able to find the double.
And look what this has done to the Iron Branch economy. Incas, they're going to be very close to leveling things up here. And Edward could start things off here. Oh, that's a lovely spray down from Edward. Gets a clean double. And leaves Iron Branch questioning as to what went wrong in this half. Because they were looking so good. They were looking so dominant. And all it's taken is a couple rounds not going their way.
Yeah, I mean, the CS's economy really can be punishing at times. And despite having just a 5-round streak, all it takes is a round or 2 and money's in the absolute bin.
Yeah, I think as well the main problem being that, yes, we saw Iron Branch win a lot of their rounds convincingly, but I feel like time and time again, Iron Branch, they've been losing this opening pick. Even in the rounds that they've been winning.
been struggling to find that a bit. Mathfight is also on a flank now. Timing's good. He was being held.
All about timing here. Oh, been spotted and he does get found.
Luckily, Sad had enough money in the reserve, so he can bring out an AWP. Drop that over to Sensei, but obviously, the Incas can level things up here. If they can get this 5-5, considering there's a 5-1 lead for Iron Branch, on obviously the T side of Overpass, that's a pretty good start.
And the Incas will take the lead off the back of it. You know, it would just have to be a half buy from Iron Branch, so things are looking good. And once again, we see the opening pick go the way of the Incas. Oh, I love this from Jackie, though. Playing out in the open. We'll get two, but the trade comes through. Brings it to
really important trade there from Ganginho. You know, find that Iron Branch, they could just sort of fall back with a man advantage and just play it slow from there. But with that kill, it keeps the sort of defense split. Really thins out the herd, making it significantly easier when we do see an execute. We're seeing a lot of this from Iron Branch, though. They're taking a lot of this sort of late round aggression, late round control, just giving them something. In fact, Sad comes out on top. It looked like Knife was holding him.
Nice find from Ganginho. Still keeps it at a level playing field, 2-2. I think something to mention, though, I feel like Iron Branch, time and time again, we've seen players in the backlines, and we haven't seen it kind of yield much success. I feel like Heavy God's usually the player consistently on this flank. And look at him, Charlie. He's only 3-6. A scoreline we really aren't expecting. Definitely needs to do more. They are really going to be questioning as to where Kilo's positioned. They've got their eye on short, though, and Sad could take him down. Oh, the flash is perfect. And there we have it. Iron Branch, they retain their lead. In fact, extending it.
Yeah, there could be a couple of them. I think they should be good enough for a buy.
Hello. Little knife animation there.
That was one thing I was...
180?
I think it's... Honestly, I don't think it's even that rare. I think it's 1 in 20 or 30. But...
Is it the same as like the Deagle spinning?
I think it's similar to... you know, the Ursus knife?
Oh, the
flip
catch.
around that. Maybe a bit rarer than that. I don't think it's that rare, but it is always nice to see, especially because you don't really see too many falchion knives. But
see, I think if I was holding my knife like that, I'd trip and fall, and I feel like that's a one-way. I'm just impaling myself.
Imagine if that was part of the game. It's like 1 in 40 for you to get the animation, 1 in 1,000 for you to die by getting the animation.
Yeah, you trip and fall.
Honestly, I think
I'd take that risk. I'd take that risk.
I think if the falchion knife was a better knife, I think people would sort of take that risk.
Do you not like the falchion? You're not a fan?
I mean, I don't mind the falchion, but it's not a knife worth dying for. I don't know how many knives realistically are worth dying for.
What about the karambit? I know you've got a karambit right now, haven't you?
Yeah. I had a question there for a second, do I?
Well, yeah,
I think for like a 1 in 1,000 chance of dying when I get a 1 in 40 animation or something, then yeah, I'd probably take that.
Wait, so it's the 1 in 40 and then 1 in 1,000?
Yeah.
So you have to get the...
Well, 1 in 1,000, Fred, I think you don't realise how many times you inspect your weapons during a game. See, look, Knife's showing us. He's just spamming out these inspections. Like,
okay,
I spam F and R, so I die
I'll be dead every round.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so like... what? So 1 in 40,000 then?
Yeah, I think something like that.
I probably got 40,000 deaths in CS. I can add another one to the counter.
Exactly, it's not too bad. But Iron Branch in this round, they haven't found a single death just yet, but they've got no trouble finding these kills. 3 kills already, and these 2 Ts are going to be forced to save. Time's not on their side, and they want to keep hold of this weaponry, as a buy is going to be very difficult to come by in the next round.
Yeah, I think Ganginho might have to drop over a Galil to Edward.
I don't even know if they're going to buy this. I think they'll just have to take the hit and say knife. There's a decent chance.
Unlucky, mate.
You're not going to have a gun next round. Hopefully you can save again. But if you can't, you can't. Maybe a bomb plant might be... Ooh. I think this is even bigger risk. Yeah. Because this could be giving up 9 to Iron Branch. And the buy is far from ideal from the Incas.
I feel like Cleo needed to opt for a Galil and utility there. Or kind of maybe even a Mac 10. I feel like the util on the Inca's side is so poor.
I mean, Fred, you had to think. So in the next round, it was 2.9k loss bonus, and Knife goes down for nothing. He would have had 250 in the bank, so he would have had around 3k, around that. If they got a bomb plant, that's about 3.8k. Slightly over. So he could have got an AK no armor. Jackie somehow living for quite a while, and as he does significant damage. Does eventually fall, though, making it a 4v4. But you have to think of that, and chances are, if somebody saved or somebody survived and they won the round, he could have just dropped over.
And
so,
even if it was just
like
3k, even if it's just 3k, realistically, if you're a Galil kind of player, that's a Galil.
Well, having 4 players and one on a Galil doesn't seem like that big an issue. So definitely a risk, and Mass Fight makes things one step harder, especially that Miku is still alive. He's the one that was brought down to 19 points of health. Obviously, is wielding the AWP.
I think they just want to utilise this AWP, but they have really struggled here. I think in the next round, I doubt they'd be using the AWP, so maybe that's what they wanted to kind of play around, but things aren't going too well. Oh, Ganginho falls as well. It's all on Miko.
Maybe try to save the AWP again. That might be the sort of game plan.
Are we going to see another force from them, though?
Oh, it's so tough to know. I mean, you have to think. So it'll be full loss bonus.
It'll be 3.4k.
Yeah, so
Galil...
the kill... The issue is, the AWP kill reward's pretty terrible.
It's 100, right?
Joint lowest, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not counting the Zeus. Joint lowest with the CZ, I believe. So, yeah, it's not exactly like you can get 2 kills and sort of be reasonably fine. It is only just 200 if you get that double. Did the AWP save there, or am I blind? The AWP did survive, didn't it? Yeah, the AWP did survive. Ganginho's got it. I wasn't sure if I sort of just somehow missed the kill, but that'd be an interesting play. Yeah, Miku doesn't have the money to play with, but I will come out in the next round. So
Miku
this is sort
invested.
of what we were talking
Miku
about.
invested. Miku just bought in this round.
Yeah, I did see that. I mean, I like that they got the confidence to sort of go for the round win, but I mean, it's the same situation we were talking about, wasn't it? Sort of having everyone get a full buyout and having one player with Galil. It's not really that big an issue. Especially as I feel like the Galil's come more and more into the current meta.
We could have just seen Miku just go for Deagle armor.
Oh, Jackie had an opportunity to find them both there. Seemed a bit hesitant on taking down Ganginho.
Oh, that jump there completely cost Knife his life. Edward with a clean double with the Deagle, though.
Awesome recovery from Edward.
Finds another.
He's have to rotate in as well. That was the solo B player. No util on Mass Fight, so we can't deny the plant. There is an AWP holding his position. Jig was good. Sensei has to come in. A well-placed nade can take down either Ganginho or Edward. Not well-placed enough. Just chips Ganginho down. Edward's on for the ace right now.
I don't think Sensei will let him get it, though. Does get taken down.
He looks aware of the second. Just backs away. Can't connect the bullets, but the USB spam does the job. Ganginho might go down with the bomb here. It looks like he's prepared to. All players fall there for the Incas.
That's a real problem. They needed one player surviving because Miko doesn't have. It's not going to have a strong buy in this one.
Even this might be sort of what we see you talking about. Invest in the AK, maybe have a bit of util dropped over to him.
Yeah, potentially.
I see nades flying. None of them towards Miku though.
Yeah, he might just be operating as that entry.
Yeah, I mean, at least he could have got a double flashbang if his team's dropped over. Because obviously you can only invest in 2 flashbangs. A player like Knife's got a nade.
Yeah, but I feel like you can have, you know, you'll have 4 smokes, 4 mollies, and you can have, you know, a bunch of flashes. If you've got that extra money, you You know, it doesn't have to just be the flashes dropped over. It can be everything. Like on A on overpass, yeah, having a smoke for divider, very important. Similarly for long, but realistically on the CT side, I'd much rather give a smoke to the B players. So, you know, if you're on that situation on the CT side, you potentially just run with molly, 2 flashes and a nade towards A. Yeah, I feel like maybe more teams should implement it. I think it could work out really well, but this round's certainly working out very well for the Incas, as they've got a 3-man advantage, I say that, as Knife just loses his life. Still quite a split attack here from the Incas.
Mass Fight has shut it down. Bomb has actually been dropped towards Fountain, so safer play there from Edward. Doesn't want to get too inquisitive by himself. Mass Fight is really going to be in the mix of things here.
He gets found instantly. Cleo, that's a very nice frag. And Sensei just going to be saving the AWP into the next. The Incas, they find 6 here. Realistically, you know, that's enough rounds on the T side of overpass. They'll be happy with that. And especially
if they can find 7. I mean, look at the money of Iron Branch. So 7 definitely could be on the cards, and that would be a great T side.
And I think as well, you've got to imagine, you know, they had such a shaky start.
Yeah, 5-1 down. I mean, they've really sort of put a good shift in, and 6 will be a guarantee, and I'm saying that won't be. Will Sensei be able to even save this AWP? You can see the Incas are really going for this hunt.
And I think as well, once Sensei fires off that first bullet, that's when the swarm does come through, and he's in a very bad position. That's the first. He's searching for more here. Oh, Sensei able to get 3 here, and look at the money for the Incas, Charlie. You mentioned Iron Branch having a lack of funds. That hunt has really messed with the economy of the Incas.
Yeah, and in fact, Sensei's actually been able to drop over an M4 and a FAMAS, so just him sort of saving has allowed that to happen. I feel like when you go for that, the issue is, if you go for sort of a heavy hunt, I feel like you've either got to go all or nothing. Yeah, and because it's just wasted. You lose 3 players there for nothing, whereas I feel like you've just got to go everything just to take this one weapon out of your hands. He's killed so many of your team now, you can't let him live.
Also, Charlie, he was using an AWP. It's not as though he can get some crazy multi-frags within quick succession. You peek him all at the same time, he's dead. The only way he lives that is if he gets a triple kill out. There was 3 of them all around him. We needed having 1 person burst up the ladder, 2 players coming from T-spawn. He's dead. He never survives there. Just guess it wasn't to be. But I like the idea from the Incas, but it not working out could be somewhat of a detriment to this round. They've only got 3 pieces of util remaining, Charlie, with a minute to play with. Surely just going to have to go towards B here.
Yeah, sort of saving grace. His Iron Ones don't have that much util either.
But it's more for the site take. They've got 1 flashbang to try and kind of hold off and also take this B bomb site. Seeing as we got 3 defenders here, it's going to be tough. And Sensei finding Miko towards A makes things very tough. And surely that's going to kind of just solidify the round here. Another flash, but Cleo finds 1 and the second. Oh, Iron Branch. For a round that looks so determined to go their way. Going into the crosshair, Sensei. We all know the outcome of that. But Sensei, 21-7. He's got a 3 KD, Charlie. Playing absolutely amazingly here for Iron Branch.
You normally look at sort of stats like that. The top 2 performing players are on the side of Iron Branch. With Sensei in the first half alone dropping 21-7, you kind of expect a bit more than a sort of standard overpass CT side.
Yeah, Charlie as well. 4th and 5th. They're also on the Iron Branch side.
Yeah, it's just heavy gold. He's been having quite a tough game. It feels like he's been in the back line so many rounds, but just hasn't been able to make it work.
It's actually quite interesting how Iron Branch aren't in a kind of greater round, or how the Incas aren't in a greater round deficit. Seems as though kills-wise, Iron Branch is dominating massively. Potentially just come down to the fact that a lot of the Incas rounds have come down to those kind of 2 players, 1 player staying alive, so definitely going to be the real difference there. Iron Branch now on the T side, though.
Winning this pistol would be a real great sort of way just to come back into this one. Not sure come back into this one. It's just extend their lead, obviously on the tougher side. And the pistols, I feel like these pistol rounds are always a bit 50-50. So if you can win a pistol round, it feels like it doesn't matter if the side's unfavored, you can still get it. Just being on that unfavored side can just give you a nice sort of string of rounds to play with.
And I think as well, even though Iron Branch, they lost the pistol round on their CT side, they did a great job to kind of bring it back. But I feel like it's a lot easier to win the Force on the CT side than it is on the T side. I feel like you can struggle a little bit with just the Deagles or maybe some kind of Mac 10s in play. Somewhat of an A stack here, though, from the Incas, and it is just this B play. Something to mention as well, Charlie. We've got no kit, no utility here for the Incas. This will be somewhat problematic.
Iron Branch all lined up towards that B side. And Sensei could really cause some rotations. He looks aware of this player towards long toilets. Timing isn't perfect. Still spots the player and does take him down. And this is where the actual main exit comes out. There's still 2 defenders here, though.
Flash is good. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 on the bomb site, or 4 versus 3. Oh my god, I say... every time I say a number, it seems to get lower and lower as Knife found sad, but eventually Jackie with a double, and Sensei being the final nail in the coffin. And there we have it. Double digits have been found by Iron Branch.
Yeah, the Incas seemed so aware that it was going to be a fake. Sadly, they just lost too many players towards A to really make that round that reason... sort of realistic, I suppose. But Sensei has some really great shots towards the A side, and obviously a nice one to finish things off as well.
Yeah, well, I think as well, it was quite obvious that it was going to be B. Sensei, after found the first kill, was trickling his way back towards toilets, then found that frag and went down towards connector. They knew it was still going to be B, but it was just, they did just get overwhelmed. Obviously, it was a 3v3 at one point, but Jackie getting a nice double there. Not really much you can do against it. I like the Mag 7 play.
Oh, they both pushed out towards long. The timing is brutal. Ganginho does fall. Player towards long toilets in Miku. He's soon behind his fallen comrade.
That one tap was absolutely amazing there towards long.
And obviously, this was the force play from the Incas, and just seems like timing really lost them the first kill, and sort of from there just snowballing into the favor of Iron Branch. Jackie gets flashed. Honestly, this util uses, these flashbangs this game have been brilliant from both teams. So many kills it feels like we've seen players be flashed in, just the CTs or the Ts be fully blinded. Really great stuff here.
You like to see it. I feel like there is, a real sense of team play between both of these teams. It's not as though it's just individuals going together. It seems as though, on the Iron Branch side, each player is kind of paired up with another, and they work as a unit to try and take control and try and take the early pick.
Love that this Mag 7's being saved.
Yeah, want to make some money in the next potentially.
I do feel like the Mag 7 is like
probably the most situational weapon in the game.
I mean, I feel like we were gonna have very different opinions there. I feel like the Zeus is a glorified Mag 7.
Really?
I just think the Mag 7... Obviously, like you said, it is quite situational. But obviously you've got a nice chunk of kill reward with it. 900 for every kill you get, which is pretty ridiculous. But I also feel like it's just so nice for being able to get this quick kill, tuck yourself away. It's got good jumping accuracy, good running accuracy. You sort of get these kills. And if you've got armor behind it, you pretty comfortably find a kill and pick up a weapon. It reminds me of... It's a bit of like an upgraded CZ, isn't it? How it used to be.
Much greater kill reward than the CZ. What, it's 9 times the amount?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty ridiculous. It is disappointing now that the CZ is not exactly in a great place. It is disappointing. I'm one of the few people who seem like they use the CZ on both sides. But it's disappointing that it feels like the gun's not in a great place right now, and you still get no kill reward for it. Well, you do, only 100, and it doesn't even feel like it's. You can get a 3K, and it doesn't even feel that impressive because you've got no money in the bank.
Yeah, I feel like certain weapons they are kind of round winners, if you get what I mean. I feel like they're not. Out of all the pistols, I feel like a CZ you can do a lot of work with that weapon, but then at the same time you think, well, all of these pros, they're going to have really clean aim. You know, why don't you just pick up a Deagle or even a 5.7? Probably do the same work, but a little bit more cash. But I think, yeah, you mentioned that not many players use it. I don't know if you've seen, but Artist, he's kind of like the AWP in-game leader. He uses the AWP and the CZ in tandem. He uses them together, and I love that.
JW special, though.
He can get an ace, and he'll only get $500 for it. I think it's absolutely amazing to see.
Might get golden knife kills in there, though.
Oh, you never know. That is true.
I remember, yeah, JW used to run that combo. I wouldn't advise it. I still remember there was this round he played on Mirage. He got a kill towards top mid, and he's getting pushed, and you can just sort of build in his pistol as he's getting ran down, and it's so sort of just panicking to watch. It is terrifying just watching. Is he going to be able to pull out his pistol in time? Because obviously it takes ridiculously long.
I remember.
And then you've only got 12 bullets with it.
I remember someone once called it the Lego gun.
Well, the IKEA gun.
Yeah, the IKEA gun. Yeah.
I don't know where obviously you've got like on Counter-Strike where these guns originate. I'd love if it was Sweden.
That would be.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Chances are it's probably not, but
I find it weird because you build it once. Oh, why do you need to build it again?
Yeah, you're building it a lot of times.
Better not be quick switching with the CZ.
Yeah, that's not advisable. Yeah, that is a quick switch that can kill you. The run boost, though, Sensei does get legged. It's still alive for now. Missed flashbang. And you can see he feels pressured, backing off a bit. And this is going to isolate this player in long toilets. Miku does at least find one.
That was a very nice shot there from Ganginho.
You saw what it did to Miku, though, didn't you? Just sort of left him out to dry. He was in a really tough spot. As soon as Ganginho's flash missed, he knew he just couldn't peek into that. Couldn't guarantee that Sensei wasn't holding his angle, so he just had to leave Miku. But a good job from Miku to at least get one. Really crucial there.
It's going to be this B-pop here. Do you have these two defenders, and the setup is so strong here.
Yeah, Sensei, the player that Ganginho tagged down. 3 kills to find in 10 seconds. This is an order that I feel like is far too tall for even a player like Sensei. Even a player who's 24-7. He hasn't died this half, Fred.
He's not.
No, he's
top stuff.
I mean, he's always a player that we look at, and especially in some of the finals that Iron Branch have been in.
It's Sensei time.
Yeah, he's always so... I mean, he's such a brilliant AWP to watch, isn't he? With so many unbelievable rounds from him. And I feel like he's a player that, even in that sort of situation, that 1 versus 3, I feel like you just can't count him out. Obviously, time wasn't on the side there, but just those situations, he's so scary just for the opponents. At least me watching it.
See, I've obviously never spoken or seen Sensei, but I feel like the demeanor he gives off when using the AWP, I feel like it is just pure silence. I feel like it's, he'll get a 1v5 and he'll just be sat there going, good, another one, please.
Do you think he's not a hype player?
No, I don't think so. I feel like he's just so good. Like the reaction.
We should do some content with SCL, do some quick interviews with players. Just ask them the question: are you a hype player or not? Because it's interesting. It's a question that I feel like some players you sort of can look at, like a player like Naf, you can look at and be like, yeah, he's probably not a hype player.
Yeah, but I'd say Rain as well.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I think that'd be a fun idea to do.
Because one of my favorite clutches I've seen you seen from Rain is I think it's like a 1v4. He went out on cash and then he just puts his hands out, waiting for the high fives. Like I love it. You know what Clear loves though? A clean double that to close out the round. And I
felt like he had an opportunity, but I felt like just the silencer of the USP made it tough to pinpoint exactly where he was. Just for a bit of information, I did look up where the CZ originated. Czech Republic. So, not Sweden. So, maybe not an IK gun.
Maybe a...
Could be some hidden IK lore. Maybe the owners were from Czech Republic. Never know. It's gonna remain never known, because I'm not looking it up.
Oh,
in my headcanon, he is. Or she is. Or they are. the group or individuals are from Jaguar.
IKEA is massive. I reckon it's run by aliens.
I do love a bit of IKEA. It is a full day trip. Oh,
it's not a day trip. It's an excursion. It's a journey.
Isn't it? It is an experience. I've had better IKEA trips than I have Christmases. So look at it like that. Sad. These Eagles are putting up some numbers. We've had some great shots so far. Edward's going to be tested on the site. Deals with the first. I love that he drops the smoke and just play around and maneuver himself. Mass 5 falls as well. This attack from Iron Branch now is starting to feel a bit disjointed. You can see Heavy God on the minimap pushing out towards B. The bomb still isn't under the control of Iron Branch. It's dropped towards T stairs. So they've got to go back and grab that. Heavy God in the meantime has lurked very deep out.
Yeah, he's got a great timing on Knife. There's no way Knife would be aware of this.
Yeah, Heavy God just can't overextend too early. Really passively played it from Iron Branch, even though they've got all this control towards B.
If they can get the bomb down, Heavy God is primed for success. And the bomb will go down. There's no way they're gonna expect him. Not a chance. Heavy God can just bide his time. He doesn't even need to peek.
He needs to make sure his team don't fall in the meantime.
Ooh.
Sad does get found.
Oh,
They still cleared Heavy God. That is ridiculous. Sensei now finds himself in a 1 versus 2. The bomb is planted default. We could see a few pot shots through the smoke. Misses the first. Has a crack at the second and does find him, but instant trade from Knife through the smoke. See, that's what I was talking about, Sensei. You can never count him out around like that. Really crucial stuff there from Knife. Not an easy sort of task to find someone through a smoke when it's so important. But this game, Fred, it's getting closer and closer. 12-9. The Ink is obviously still on that favoured side, so you've got to expect they're going to be a bit more comfortable finding these rounds. And Iron Branch haven't sort of found a round since winning the pistol and converting the rounds that came from that.
I can't
3 in a row
believe
from the Incas.
I can't believe they checked Heavy God.
Yeah, that is... I think it's one of the things where it's not perfectly communicated by Knife that they physically can't be there. So potentially it's more like second nature. They just sort of check it. But Edward pushing out Con, taking a risk, finds 2 players, back turned on Sensei. He's been killed a couple of times like that. This is a bit unfortunate for him. But Jackie could be next to the chopping block as he does fall as well. Iron Branch, maybe a timeout's needed because this is going to be 4 in a row here from the Incas unless Massify and Sad have something in their back pocket.
And I think as well, you know, the last round we saw, you know, it go somewhat down to the wire, and that was just a Felico. Oh, Massify only able to find 1. Cleo with the trade. It's all on Sad now. Do you see someone progressing down Connector? Oh, that's a nice find onto Ganginho. 1 versus 3 now. Sad has somewhat of a chance in this one. 50 seconds to play with, so can still make things work, but no utility, so it will be tough.
The issue is as well, obviously we can see the player pushing out towards Monster, so the Incas can sort of, if they did feel like, yeah, they could gamble towards A, and that would be where Sad's headed as he drops down towards Connector. Maybe that's why Edward hasn't rotated off. He's aware this is a possibility.
Nice find from Edward, though. 3 in the round. Really great play there. And the aggression out Con, it was just so perfect.
Considering Edward sort of only has 15 kills, and I'm saying only, he is second fragging on his team and only second fragging by 1 kill, which is in it. The kills he's got have been really impactful. I don't think he's got a single kill on a round that they haven't won. So he's really been sort of stepping up when needed. And obviously that's what you'd want if you're the Incas, isn't it? The most experienced player on your team, the one who's achieved most.
And I feel like sometimes it goes slightly overlooked. Everyone kind of just stares at the kills and just sees, oh, well, you know, you were third fragging, you were bottom fragging, you know, you weren't the most important player on the team. But in reality, it's about the impact frags. Ooh, nice flash and swing there from Edward. Cleo struggles with the spray. 2 players remaining, though. Jackie and Sensei, all on Sensei now. Finds 1 with a Deagle. 1 versus 3 now. There's someone in the back lines. And Nino switching to the USP. Does find success, and they're 1 round away from their opponents now. The Incas have done a great job here on this CT side to bring this one back. To
point out as well, the Incas, obviously, I mentioned at the start of the game, they are negative Right now, this season, they are 1-2, so this would be a really crucial game for them to take home against the sort of champions of the SCL for the last 3 seasons, running at least the core of this team. So definitely a statement to make. Iron Branch last season went unbeaten in the regular season. Already, they do have their first loss. They could double down if the Incas can take this one.
Not just a regular season, Charlie. Obviously, they won it. They're unbeaten in the whole of the SCL.
Yeah, I think they only dropped
A couple maps, maybe one or
might
two.
it might have only been one. Either way, 1 or 2. Yeah, really impressive stuff from Iron Branch last season. They haven't looked sort of as unbeatable as last season, obviously.
I think
But
everyone's kind of, teams have just
I
gotten
think,
a little bit better.
it's got to be the competition. Yeah, we've got some really incredible teams here, and it was obviously One Pin that beat them. The team that sort of it was quite a nice storyline actually. One Pin versus Iron Branch. Obviously, One Pin got that one up over Iron Branch, whereas last season they were the ones who knocked them out in the semi-finals. So, yeah, a bit of redemption there from One Pin. So they're going to be feeling good about that.
I think we casted that one.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was a nice
One of the
game.
earlier games of the season. Yeah, it was a good game. One Pin looked very strong in that one.
Yeah, One Pin have looked really, really good this season. Ooh, Heavy God. Able to get the trade onto Ganginho. 2 versus 4 now. But the Incas, they look so good on this CT side. Overpass, clearly a map that they know very well. Nice find from Sensei, though. He can pick up that AWP there. Ops against it, and it will be Edward. Oh, to give away his position, in fact, but he still finds the frag.
All leveled up, Fred. Money for Iron Branch is not good enough to get a full buyout. They are on the full loss bonus right now, so partial buys can come through. Sort of dealers in armor, maybe even a hero AK from Sad.
Some players still with a lot in the reserve.
I think just want to make sure they got absolutely no limitations next round at all.
Look at the kill difference between the two sides. Obviously, Ganginho top fragging with 21. The lowest performing players, Miko with 10. We've got Sensei on 29 and Heavy God's on 6 kills. It's just really unfortunate.
Heavy God's not having a good time this game. It's just disappointing to see because we know that player of his caliber has so much more to offer. Maybe in these later stages, this way he can step up. Jackie finds the first, doubles down, and just like that, 3 instant kills come through from Iron Branch. Edward with a nice spray transfer, but sort of needed one more.
Yeah, it's now Miko, as I mentioned, the bottom performing player for the Incas to try and step up in this one. Obviously, the money for the Incas isn't perfect, so surely Miko's just going to save. But a great half bite from Iron Branch. Somehow they take the round, and the flashbangs were perfect. Completely blinded all the defenders there. And there was somewhat of a gamble. There was 4 players there towards B.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Iron Branch needed. Like I mentioned, they haven't been able to win a round on their T side since winning the pistol and the rounds that came from that. It has been 6 rounds in a row from the Incas. So just a round like that sort of comes out of nowhere. They are to be expected in sort of any matchup. Just mistakes can happen. Huge performances from individuals can step up. So these sort of scrappier buys can just naturally come through. But it came at the perfect time from Iron Branch. Denies the Incas taking the lead. Keeps Iron Branch in the driver's seat and just gives them a bit more of that second wind.
We do see a pause called right now. Questions are going to be asked. Realistically, the Incas, if they don't find success on this round, they're going to be giving up 15. And even after a great comeback from them, this is surely not where they wanted to be.
Fred, do you think overtime's on the cards?
It's a tough one, really. I think this round obviously going to really define how the rest of the game goes. I think if the Incas can take it, then we could see an OT, as it would put them at 14 to 13, and the buys would kind of suffice an OT. It would make sense, and it could be on the cards. But I think if Iron Branch win this one, it's going to either have to be an eco or a force for the Incas, and either way, things just get really troublesome there. Iron Branch should be able to find 15 off the back of this one, so they'd have 3 opportunities to close it out, and I don't know. It's tough. I think we could see an overtime. You never really know, really. There's game certainly does deserve it. Both of these teams, they have looked great so far.
Just to point out, this is a really impressive stat. Once for the SCL, they played 53 maps. They have just under an 80% win rate, 79%. That's pretty unbelievable. And that's obviously just maps. Obviously, they can win a bit. They can drop a map in a best of 3 and still win it. So, yeah, it is really impressive from Iron Branch.
So they've lost around 10 maps? 11 maps they've lost.
Yeah, it is some really impressive stuff. Definitely a stat to be proud of, but kills coming through from either team, so 4 versus 4, obviously just naturally going to be favouring the Iron Branch by significantly more util. They've got the AWP out and no limitations in terms of weaponry, whereas the Incas, they do obviously have that MP9 and util sort of a bit drained already.
I think as well, the Incas need to take somewhat of a gamble here. Obviously, they've got 2 players towards long, and we do have both Jackie and Sensei slowly creeping their way up. It will just be Jackie, though, to go back towards toilets. Sensei. I say that, Jackie's going back towards long.
Yeah, Malik just wants to accompany the bomb here, just in case. Yeah, right, if he gets flashed in here, Fred, this could be everything. Edward is holding the line. In fact, I don't actually think they're going to challenge towards long. Mass fight towards B is just being an absolute nuisance. The molly ticks. Mass fight does fall, but significant damage taken there from the CT.
Oh, and Jackie finding Miko that potentially could confirm this round. The final player being Edward. The flash is good, and Edward will fall. It's all on Cleo. So low HP.
I don't know if he can even attempt this.
Really would be a struggle.
Especially if they're going to force him the next. An AK would be huge. And he is just slowly creeping away. Really unfortunate stuff there from the Incas, but perfectly played from Iron Branch. Everything that needed to happen just did. Mass fight towards B. Just being a nuisance. Brought Cleo down low. Without even firing a bullet at him. Just a Molotov.
Charlie, do you force in the next? I wouldn't.
I think the lost bonus is what, 1.9k? Yeah, I think it's 1.9k, so you're going to be sitting on around 2k. It's tough. I mean, the fact that Cleo's now gone AWP might sort of make it more favoured. Obviously, you can drop over a FAMAS. You can have an AWP of FAMAS and then maybe a couple of MP9s. It's not going to be an easy call to make, and I wouldn't like to make it, but Edward buying the MP9 indicates a force is coming through. FAMAS being dropped over, MP9's out, and the Deagle on Miku.
Yeah, this is do or die. If the Incas don't win this, it's safe to say Iron Branch should close this one out.
Yeah, if the Incas don't win this, they'll play with 2.4k.
Not enough. They won't even have like a premium weapon.
Yeah, unless they sort of save it again, but chance of that happening without Iron Branch sort of just going for that hunt.
And I think as well, look at the Iron Branch economy. There's 1 player remaining, they're going to go for that hunt. Got no reason not to.
Money troubles in the later stages of this game have sort of really hurt the Incas' chances, but this is the best one they've got. Knife commits and does find Heavy God. Sensei's close by as well, has to back off, doesn't want to get overwhelmed, so first kill going the way of the Incas, an important kill as well. That weapon can be upgraded.
Nico, oh, finds mass fire as well. 4 versus 3 now. Ganginho rotating up. Oh, misses the first. That is so unfortunate. He was dancing between the 2 targets and just really got caught off. We do have Miko coming from long. The timing is absolutely perfect for Jackie. There is no way they're expecting him here already.
They do look aware of it, in fact, but Miku does fall. Jackie finds Knife's teammates, and 2 versus 2 now.
The health isn't perfect, though, and the lack of a kit really going to make things tough. They do have a smoke on Knife. Sad and Sensei to try and find match point here for Iron Branch. Charlie, I think this should just be a save. This would be such a tough round to win, but Ganginho, he's got the read. Oh, and the smoke's on the bomb. They do have somewhat of a chance here. Sensei on the AWP, potentially the worst weapon, and somehow they've won it. And it's absolutely ridiculous.
Lifeline has been given to the Incas. 14-13, Fred Ironbranch. Money is not going to be an issue for them in the next round, but the Incas such a crucial round to win, and even after winning it, their money troubles have only just begun. Weapons are going to need to be dropped over. Util's going to be limited. Diffuse kits could just be a dream.
And Charlie, this is what I was saying. It all dependent on the money. If we see a 14-13 scoreline, then yeah, we could see overtime. And it's certainly on the cards. If the Incas win this round, it should just be an eco from Ironbranch on the next, and then it'll be a 15-14, and then it'll be up to Ironbranch to take it to OT. Oh, Sensei spotted one, takes down Ganginho.
Yeah, risky play to make that on round 28, but these are the sort of risks that make or break a team. Unfortunately for Ganginho, has been punished this time.
It's a little bit unfortunate. I feel like you find Sensei in that kill, then you're dreaming. You're so happy with that peak. Because Sensei's on 30 kills. Definitely don't want him roaming around.
It has slowed down a bit this half, but it's to be expected. How often can you continue that sort of streak for?
He found 21 in the first half. Has only found 9 so far. 6 deaths as well. Still 30 kills. Playing absolutely electric in this one.
Definitely nothing to scoff at. 4 versus 5. The Incas Util's limited flashbang could just halt the attack for just enough time for players to rotate in.
Oh, a Massfire. That's a great find onto Miko. We do have a nade here for Massfire. Could send out. Oh, Edward taking down the bomb carrier. That's a very important kill. Basad holding the backlines. Finds Knife. 4 versus 2 now. Surely Cleo and Edward just saving this one. It's definitely going to be too tough for them. Remember, Charlie, there was an AWP towards long. Obviously, they are very far away from it, but they could try and get that.
Yeah, maybe send Cleo on the scouting mission. He's got off mass, and it might be their only real chance. Luckily, these two saving players do have a little bit of money in the bank. But what's such an issue here for the Incas, actually, is they don't have any loss bonus.
Yeah,
They've lost 2 rounds in a row. They won 1, but the issue is because they went on such a big streak before, they're the ones in the worst situation for the loss bonus, so they're only getting 1 loss bonus. In fact, I don't even think there's anything, actually. Yeah, only 1.4k. It is really brutal. This could be it, Fred. Overtime could just be a pipe dream at this point for the Incas. 2 rounds needed with very minimal to play with.
And the problem is, Charlie, even if the Incas win this one, they need to win it so cleanly because Ironbranch, they're going to get by in the next anyway. Regardless of the outcome.
Hope they can save some weapons or just have enough plays where they can drop them over, but it's definitely a scary situation to be in for the Incas, and it's horrible when you're sort of just getting punished due to utility, because the Incas did look really strong on the CT side. They won 6 rounds in a row, but then their money trouble started after that Tech 9 round, Fred, where they pushed out towards B. That 1 round, I don't think we realised it at the time, but just that Iron Ranch B rush with the pistol is so pivotal.
And I think as well, obviously, Ironbranch, you know, we've mentioned it time and time again, they're certainly one of the kind of tier 1 teams here in the SCL. I feel like definitely they've always been a team that I don't think anyone wants to face, and realistically, the Incas have done a fairly good job, you know. Was that me? Did my internet crash?
I think there was a bit of an issue with the server there.
Oh, okay. I was very
scared. I was
scared.
thinking the same thing. I was worried about myself, but all good for now. Yeah, you can just see how bare bones this buy is from the Incas. 5 pieces of util left, and 4 of them are flashbangs.
Yeah, as I was going to say, Charlie, taking 13 rounds away from Ironbranch, you know, I'd definitely be happy with that. But obviously, we mentioned the importance of this one for the Incas. Them being 1 and 2, if the result of this kind of match goes the way of Ironbranch, they're going to be in a 1 and 3 situation. It's going to leave them in a tough spot if playoffs is going to be their kind of goal, and obviously playoffs is going to be the goal for every team here. It's going to be this B pop hit. Heavy God tasked with entering. The flash will come through. Ooh, Massfire able to find one, but Clear and Knife both finding a killer piece.
Bomb has dropped. Sadly, these weapons can't be retrieved. Vito's coming out. Edward does find Sad as well, Fred. This is doable now. 4 versus 2. Time's really ticking down. Sensei's got to plant. They can push this.
Oh, it's now all on Jackie. He's got 9 seconds to work with here. Gonna have to try and get the bomb down. He just taps it. Finds the first. Oh, the smoke fades and he gets him jumping. How has Jackie found that frag? Somehow Iron Branch, they close it out 16-13. A near impossible round. It's 7 seconds left and he had 2 players to kill. That is absolutely ridiculous. How can you even do that?
I mean, it's such a devastating way for the Incas to lose that one there. The fact that it felt like they did just enough to be able to sort of... I mean, to be able to allow them to get another bite on the next. And they did it with a decent amount of players left. It was a 4 versus 2. And yet somehow... Yeah, I mean, it's brutal, really unfortunate stuff. Great effort, though, from the Incas. And yeah, you mentioned it. It's definitely no easy task taking 13 rounds off of Iron Branch. But the fact that at one point, if there wasn't so many money troubles on the side of the Incas, I probably would have favoured them in that one. Just they look so strong on their CT side. But like I mentioned, that pivot round of that Tech 9 B rush completely just destroyed the money. And it left the Incas in a really, really tough spot, and they just didn't have a response.
A great game from both teams, though. Obviously, Iron Branch getting the slight edge on their opponents. We are going to go to a short break before our next game, which is MEW versus Eternal Fire Academy. Hello there, guys. How are we all doing today? We are going to be going into this one very shortly. Don't really know why you can't see Charlie. Hopefully that will all get sorted. Yeah, going into the knife round soon. But yeah, how are we all doing? How are you doing, Charlie? Don't know why we can't see you, but hopefully we can fix it.
It's just really dark in my room.
Really
I
dark.
promise I'm on that. Yeah, I'm excited for this game. Both these teams have had quite a disappointing start, if we're being honest. It's not been nothing too special. I'm here. I'll turn on the light. Yeah, Eternal Fire, they're 2-2. They lost at Greg and Webster's, which isn't exactly teams to be disappointed about losing to, but I felt like when we saw Eternal Fire Academy, we were sort of hoping for a little bit more. MEW, they're in a bit of a tough situation as well. 2-3, and their only win being a forfeit win, so not exactly been a great start from them either.
I feel like we haven't seen a Mirage game in ages. It's nice to be back.
Go back to the old classics.
Yeah, exactly. Molotov towards window. M-Star going to try and find this frag, but we'll just force him back. A heavy A gamble here. We've got two players in jungle. Oh, Sizz. Lovely kill there. Searching for the other, but we'll just be spamming away at the Glock. Trying to get himself into ladder. Could find this pick here, and oh, that is so clinical. Eternal Fire Academy are looking brilliant here. And it's just Ray completely alone. Only able to find one before getting taken down there. And Eternal Fire Academy, they take the pistol.
Yeah, good start there from Eternal Fire Academy. It's what they needed. Hit the shots. The first one towards the short player. Pretty brilliant. Insta-kill there. That's the sort of kills that I feel like I'm getting killed by every time. And always brutal to come up against. But forced buy out from MEW. Well, Mag 7. Where's this Mag 7 playing, in fact? Towards ramp. I'm just assumed it was towards B apps.
It's gone very deep here towards ramp. I do believe the mini-map's playing tricks on us, and it is, in fact, outside ramp. Just kind of tucked in that corner.
Yeah, it is just outside. Player is boosted up in window. This can always catch some players off. MEW's got a slight gap in this smoke, but it doesn't look like they're going to get given anything just yet. Ray does find the first, and decent damage has been done to the side of MEW, but no kills found just yet. There's a couple come through. Very back and forth round here.
Yotta pushing through the smoke. He was aware that he was against his opponent. Kind of walking up to him. Oh, the Galil has been retrieved, and Zek very low HP here. I love the switching the weapons.
Somehow Zek is still alive. In fact, does eventually get found. Emster and 6.
Both swinging that. Absolutely played to perfection. I love how Eternal Fire played this round so far. MEW completely alone. Surely just going to have to save in this one. And Eternal Fire Academy, they double down. They take the second round. They best the force of their opponents. We're surely going to see them find the third. And this is a great start for them.
I mean, MEW made it challenging all the way, and that's sort of the minimum you want to do on these force buys, at least. Obviously, the win is ideally what you want, just to reset the loss bonus, get the 1-up on your opponents. But a lot of these force buys, I feel like you can just see fall flat a bit. MEW definitely gave it a good effort, went right down to the wire, and this scout has been saved. Or in fact, I think it has to be in exchange for the Galil. So there are a couple of weapons in this one still in place. So MEW can actually still have a decent go. They got Galil for mass, a Galil and MB9, and that Deagle.
We've got somewhat to work with in this one.
It's basic AXQ here. There is the lurk towards mid.
Ezek, or Ozik, sorry, might not get checked here. A great position. Oh, takes him down with just the USP. Retrieves the Mac 10, but can't find anything else. Falshi finding one. MEW as well, getting a kill. This is a 2 versus 4, Charlie. Somehow gone very much out of hand here. Oh, and they can win it. It's all going to be on Cybase. Found 3 so far. Needs to find the 4th. It's all on Ray. Full HP against a 19 health Cyber. Ray surely got this round in the palm of his hand, and that's an easy kill. And somehow MEW, they're able to win this round. Seemed near impossible for them.
I mean, we've seen significantly stranger buys, significantly weaker buys sort of go the way of the sort of unfavored team, but I feel like just the Deagle, the MP9, and that Galil, they all sort of just combined together and made it work.
Straight away we see the AWP on Moopy. Look at the weaponry that Internal Fire Academy have to work with here. I think they played a little bit too aggressive, potentially expecting more players to be on USPs. I doubt they were ready for that many kind of decent weapons. Obviously, it was just a Galil and an MP9, but I feel like they weren't really ready for that.
I mean, Armored Eagle as well. Just sort of, as soon as you get a kill, you can pick up another weapon. And maybe got the AWP in this one with significant funds in the reserve as well. Just look at the buy from Eternal Fire Academy. This could quite easily be leveled up here.
They've only got 2 flashbangs to work with. It's going to be very tough for them to take a bomb site. They are going to be progressing up connector. Potentially just going to be flashing them through.
That's one of the flashes just going towards short. Only one piece of util remaining.
Moopy in a great position here. Finds the first. Oh, and Falshi in a perfect position to take all of these players down. Switches to the USP. Finds success against Zek. It's all on Sizz now. And he falls to Moopy as well. A great A defense there from Moo.
Yeah, and a clean round defensively as well. Only losing one player. Weapon can be comfortably dropped over. Eternal Fire Academy forced onto this eco now. Just a flashbang, 2 flashbangs, and a P250 invested. Could be seen a Palace pop. I feel like these Palace pops, they go one of 2 ways. They either get absolutely nothing.
They get the bomb down and, you know, contending the
Yeah,
round.
well, they do actually contend. There's no in between, I feel like.
Oh.
Bomb can't go down. Spam comes through. 4 kills already. Final player remaining. Goes straight into the AWP. Crosshair of Moopy. To be fair, nice think, in fact, but only the Glock.
I feel like it seemed nice. You know, the initial stages of it, they didn't get taken down early, and then we saw the player towards CT just come alive. Finding 3 there, it was kind of ridiculous.
Buyout once again, though, for Eternal Fire Academy, but even this buy, Fred, it's so limited. They have no Molotovs, just smokes and flashbangs here. And they've got Galil as well on Yotta.
Yeah, really doesn't seem perfect whatsoever.
Obviously not saying they can't make it work, it's just, it's far from ideal considering this is sort of meant to be the best buy that they've had. This is perfectly played CS right now from MEW. They have 4 players towards mid. Obviously, you know what this means. Eternal Fire Academy are aware that the B bomb site will be open for the taking, so this bomb should be able to go down. Oh, in fact, they've actually delayed this plant significantly, so there's a decent chance bomb could get denied. Planting it towards empty, so it will go down in the end. A 2 versus 5 there. There might be no avenue they can even get out on the site. They do find a couple of quick kills, but Cyber now finds himself in a 1 versus 3.
It's going to be tough for Cyber, especially with the amount of util that Moo have to work with. Cyber finds the first. Surely going to get taken down here, though. Oh, Cyber making this somewhat possible, but Ray will take him down. Only 1 player surviving, though, for Mew, but it should just be another eco from Eternal Fire Academy. And a lot of money in the reserve for the CTs.
I mean, the bomb bomb will actually allow Eternal Fire Academy to go for somewhat of a buy. There was a question that they could have actually fully invested into this one. They have just opted for the partial buy. I think is the smarter play. Just for the fact that Eternal Fire Academy can, for once, get out a perfect buy. Feels like there's been too many limitations. Cyber does actually, in fact, have a hero AK, so maybe this could be the difference. But I mean, you've got to think, Fred, from the last round, 5 versus 2. Altered down to the 1v1. You've got to be very talented individually for that to work.
And Cyber even had somewhat of a chance to win that one, but once again, another very dominant round here for the CTs. No casualties here. And it feels as though, yes, on the full buys, they're getting somewhat close, but on these ecos, you know, we saw it with the Palace Burst, we saw it in that last round. It seems as though Eternal Fire Academy, they're playing as a pack and it's still not working out for them.
I had a hero AK there as well. Couldn't find anything. It sort of feels like you can see the individuals, and it's very clear to see Eternal Fire have these strong individual players, but maybe playing as a pack is sort of their undoing. Maybe sort of give them a bit more freedom. let them roam, feel out the game a bit more, and see if they can just sort of use the individuals to try to find some kills.
They're going to be playing as a pack once again, though, leaning towards B apartments. A lot of util being sent, but the flashes are absolutely awful. Wukong's not even blinded by a single one. Cyber, though, getting deep out towards site, able to find one. You have a late rotation coming through from Market, so Cyber, in fact, could have taken this control, but Ozik has rotated in now. Oh, the bomb. Ray's got it.
Cyber towards bench. Ray can find him, and he does with the spray. 6 rounds on the board now, and that's 6 rounds in a row from you.
We need to see more from this Eternal Fire side.
And that's why I think we're seeing this tag hit. I think they're aware as well. It looks good at the start of the game.
That was just a pistol, Charlie. As we mentioned in the last, pistol can really be 50-50. I feel like it's just kind of whoever gets that initial early kills. You know, you're gonna best your opponents. But in these gun rounds, it seems as though MEW, who've looked absolutely amazing, and I feel like Moopy's certainly a player to point out on the AWP.
To mention as well, Fred, like I mentioned, MEW haven't actually properly won a game this season. The only win they have is a forfeit win. And it is a bit of an issue. And the losses they've had have not been close. 16-3 loss to 1pin. 16-8 to Glitch Tech. 16-5 to Pro Gamers. They have been dominating in a lot of these games. So I don't know what it is that they've changed. But they definitely look significantly better in this one. 2 more rounds and they're already leveled up to their closest game.
And I think as well, I think they could potentially find more than 2. You know, they're definitely looking great here on the CT side of Mirage. I feel like
You're definitely going to be looking to take it here.
I reckon we could see double digits.
Well, you don't even think they can win it?
No, I am thinking double digits just on this half. I'm thinking they're finding 10 on the CT side.
Yeah, it is possible. I mean, the way they're playing right now. Player boosted up. Cyber does find him.
I feel like Cyber's clearly a key player for this Eternal Fire Academy side, but it seems as though Cyber is a little late to kind of engage it. Time and time again, we see Cyber doing a lot of work in the clutches, but not winning them. I feel like we need to see more aggression from Cyber early on, and that's exactly what he's done in this round. Falchi, oh, there's a slight gap in the smoke, and he's going to utilize it to perfection. 4 versus 4 now.
He's going to be spearheading his attack. Ozik does drop a man advantage. Regain once again for Eternal Fire Academy. Orb shot does miss. Mubi, that could have been a great way to get his team back into this one. There's a real chance we see these CT safe here.
And I think it's very cool.
Doesn't have much HP. I feel like if we saw a kill from Mubi, maybe they would have given it a go.
Yeah, but I think although we've got a lot of money on the MEW side, they understand, you know what, this is just one step too far. Mubi going to be searching for some exits though. Gets the tag onto Zek. Ooh, Fauci could get found here. He's fine though. Playing a real off angle. Oh, he's able to get 2. Oh, could find a 3rd as well. So much damage dealt there from Fauci.
Did actually get a bit deceived. MEW have actually won a game this season. Obviously, they are 2-3. One of them was a forfeit win. They actually did beat Maybe in a very close fashion, 19-17, and all the way to overtime, but they did cross the line. Eternal Fire Academy here, they have to be able to string these rounds together. Got to be able to try to keep their economy high, because already you can see it is a bit lackluster, so even with that round win. Music does get 1, but eventually drops. 3 versus 3 now. Bomb's been planted, reverse default. No spams are coming through, so it's going to be a straight up 3v3 retake. All the players 100 HP, but lots of util on the side of MEW.
Yotta might get forced out by this Molotov. Taking a lot of damage from it. Cyber sending the flash over. The CT's now retaking. Fauci in a great position. Ray able to find one. Oh, Fauci We'll take down Cyber. It's all on Sizz. The smoke lands towards Ramp. This one's already over. Eternal Fire, unable to string these rounds together.
Yeah, we did actually see a bit of a flank attempt there from Sizz. He was all the way towards sort of side alley, and then he just came back. I think a bit paranoid as soon as that molly got dropped towards site. Potentially thought he couldn't make it there in time, so sort of came back. But by the time he got towards ramp anyway, the bomb was being stuck, and there wasn't time to sort of stick it there anyway. So maybe a bit of hesitation was a bit of an issue, but I like the idea.
Zek pushing through here. Might get taken down to the molly. 9 HP. Cyber going to be aggressing Con. That is nice. 4 versus 2 now. Eternal Fire with a great chance to win this one. Sizz going to be aggressing towards window. Oh, he's just got himself out of there. Gets himself back in fact. Finds Moopy. Real back and forth close to this half.
So tough to find that team just to really take us over the edge. Wukong does find the first. He's heading towards this bomb site. I think he realizes people probably starting to hunt a bit here. Issue is the bomb's not exactly planted in the best place for him to try to win this round. Play it towards ramp as well, towards connector and jungle. Gonna be such a challenging one. Wukong has tapped the bomb. Does get found though by Cyber. 7-4. Eternal Fire Academy. They've done what they needed to do. I know they didn't actually string the rounds together, but they have definitely weakened the economy of MEW. But still, they're in a good place. They can constantly get these buys out. But that's just because of that sort of early streak I think we saw from you, Fred. They just had so much money in the reserve that even now you've got players like Ray who are on around 7k.
Yeah, we really need to see Eternal Fire win this next one if they want to bring themselves back into this game. Obviously a 7-4 scoreline is not that dominant, but this boost, oh, surely going to grant a kill. Ozik finding Yotta as well. Once again, Eternal Fire leaning towards this A-bomb site. 3 versus 4 now for them. It is going to be tough, but the flash coming through here towards connector should force the hand of these two players back just for a slight second more. Oh, a nice nade from Ray. M-Star with a lot of work to do here towards default. Finds the first. Oh, Moopy, just a crack in the smoke. Able to find M-Star. All on Sizz now. 1 versus 3. The bomb's not even planted for ramp. Surely going to struggle in this one.
Molly does go out. Has he got into... Yeah, no trouble at all.
No, Olaf Molly there. Thought he might die after.
Yeah, Molly kind of needed to be thrown out quite a bit earlier. I like the idea, though. But the half has been won now by MEW. 3 rounds remaining. 11 is still a possibility for MEW, but yeah, like you said, I felt like it's been a significantly sort of closer end to this half.
Yeah, but now the money for both sides really not perfect. I feel like if Eternal Fire Academy, if they best their opponents in this one, they do have somewhat of a chance to find 7.
I still feel like MEW can get by on next round.
But the lost bonus is
MEW will have money.
Yeah, they'll have a budget. Yeah, there'll be limitations.
Yeah, there definitely will be, but I feel like we've seen both teams sort of have a good go, even with these limitations. So it's, I mean, you've got to think, Fred, that the first round that MEW won was with that Deagle, MP9, and a Galil.
Yeah, true.
And obviously with 2 USP, so I feel like, yeah, these, and it feels like Eternal Fire have always had a Galil in their roster. It feels like they cannot fully get these perfect buys out, and Zek does find it with that Galil. Mubi finds the first, he doubles down, is getting hunted though, it's Cyber. Another big kill, doubles up, Wukong falls.
Cyber's doing so much work here. It seems as though Cyber's really just a one-man team here. 15-10, the second top performers 7-10. Over double the second performing players kills. But look how back and forth this is.
Really strong. Yeah, especially these last 5 or so rounds. Just neither team able to string these rounds together.
Yeah, look, we have a FAMAS in play, MP9 as well. Moopy does have the AWP out. I feel like Moopy's been a very dominant factor here. But it seems as though Cyber just time and time again single-handedly carrying this team. Moopy going down there. A real rarity to see Moopy not at least find one with the MP9. Getting his first kill, has spotted another. Oh no, that is a blunder. How has Zek not been... How has he been taken down there?
And even with the man advantage going the way of Mupi, going the way of Eternal Fire by taking down Mupi, a player who was, I believe, before that round was the top performing player.
Yeah,
or at least the
14
joint
kills.
on
Yeah, no,
Mew.
no.
And just the fact that he gets taken down so early on and Eternal Fire just crumbles since then. 9 on the board for Mew. Already, this is a great looking half from the CT side. They could certainly find 10 off of this. Another weaker buy from Eternal Fire Academy. 2 Galils, Tech 9 out.
That is what I mentioned at that 6-2 stage. I think Mew can certainly find double digits in this half, and they're really primed to take it. MStar going to be the one looking for this opening pick. Player under balcony might go unchecked here.
Look how clean that AK is, though. With those Eternal Fire stickers, that looked really nice.
Repping the team as well.
You got to.
Get a little SCL sticker in the game.
Yes, yeah, when you're hosting a major, get yourself a sticker.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, Wukong. That was the bomb. He's struggling to find these kills. Actually takes down the harder opponent. I believe taking down the one with the rifle, so this Tech 9's still in play. But the bomb is not being dropped, so very important. Wukong again being an absolute threat as Yotta tries to support his teammate. And it's all on Cyber, the hero of this game, but does get found by Ray. Double digits indeed, Fred, have been found. 10-5. What do you make of that half?
I feel like it was a great start of the half for Mew. But then obviously it just went so back and forth. And obviously, you know, it's always going to favour the team that's leading. So Mew getting that early lead and then it being back and forth, it just went their way in the end. And, you know, as I expected, as I kind of predicted, they did find 10 rounds here.
I mean, it's a good... I mean, the thing I'm questioning for Eternal Fire is, in the least disrespectful way, where would they be without Cyber?
I think it... I'm being serious. I think this could be 14-1. Maybe even like a 13-2.
I think a 13-2, yeah. Honestly, it could be, because Cyber, in at least 2 of these 3 rounds, they've sort of the full buy rounds they've won. He's been... To my knowledge, it could have been all 3, in fact, but he's been the real difference maker. He's had some unbelievable performances. He's really stepped up, and just by the looks of things, he's such a scary looking player. We've seen him a couple of times, and individually he's always impressed, but this game specifically, when you're losing in this fashion, but you're still this impressive, he really needs his team to step up with him on this side, because otherwise it could fall a bit flat. Cyber playing towards middle, tapping away.
Ooh, nice opening pick onto Wukong. Gonna be this underpass aggression now. Ooh, Ray. Searching for the kill. Does find success. Oh, that's a lovely double from Ray. Spots the player short. M-Star's been dinked, but we'll be able to find a frag. Can just back away. 7 HP. Searching for another, but gets taken down. Zek finds the first hit. Brings it to a 2 versus 2.
It's sort of, he's sort of fake that they were heading towards B. The steps have been heard now. Yotta's towards ramp.
Is there a kit in play, Charlie? Is there one dropped?
I don't believe there is, no.
I doubt
No, there isn't.
Doubt Zek's going to be aware of foul sheet. Oh, he somewhat is. Gets the frag, but Ozik takes down Zek and Mew. They find 11 hit.
Will we see this force buy from Eternal Fire? Or do they want their weapons out as soon as possible?
I was invested in a Deagle, but I don't think it's going to be the force, in fact.
In fact, the fact that they've invested in these pistols is actually going to be really brutal. I mean, look at Scissor's money. It's 2.4k loss bonus, Fred. He's only on around 3.7k.
It's not enough.
Like, what is the plan? Is it a double eco? Have we gone back 3 years in the meta?
Or is it kind of just like a half buy to ruin your opponent's economy before your full buy?
Yeah, the full buy would be so lackluster. It's a real risk. I mean, if it works, then fair enough, but it definitely is a risk. Cyber, 1 versus 3 here, though. He's going to be on a big flank. He's here quite early, actually. The issue is the positioning is looking very strong from Mew, so I'll be amazed how this looks. And Wukong seems aware that this flank's a possibility. He spots the player, and he's the only 100 HP player on the side of Mew. He just swings out, does take down Cyber. 12 on the board. Let's see what we do see here from Eternal Fire.
It's going to be a 4-buy, but yeah, look at the limitations. Utility going to be a real problem, especially as 4 players have brought out the M4. Something to mention, Charlie. 3 AKs, well, basically all the AKs were saved there from MEW. Obviously, they had a MAC-10 and Galil in play, but I don't understand it. Eternal Fire, they're going to struggle with the utility. They don't have a kit in play. So many limitations for them.
No Molotovs. They just can't sort of halt any sort of attack. Spam is nice there onto Wukong. I do believe he actually got dinged. Yeah, a lot of limitations. It's a real risk. But if Eternal Fire can just win it on their raw aim alone, then I suppose it can work. But it is a sort of sketchy looking round.
Yeah, certainly not perfect. Smoke will come over. M-Star going to be peeking towards under. Does find the opening pick here. So, Eternal Fire Academy, they've got somewhat of an advantage in this round now.
And with Wukong being low, obviously that is unconfirmed, but
let's find out when they take him down with 1 bullet. Ooh, Moopy falls to Cyber. Nice aggression there towards apartments. Ooh, Fauci though finding one. Oh, no trade coming through. It's a 3 versus 2 now. Everything's gone wrong here for Eternal Fire Academy. It was what, a 5v4? It must have been a 5v3 at one point, in fact.
Yeah, I think it was a 5v3 at one point.
Yeah, the trade coming through onto Cyber and then a clean double on the
Ozek
players.
cannot get this kill. Supposed to play a window and Zeg falls.
Ozek can.
None of these players even have significant health, and they're still just doing it. The raw aim of MEW is looking so clean, and Ozek doubles down. 13 on the board, a brutal way for Eternal Fire to fail.
Is it over, Charlie? It's 13-5. This is going to be an eco for Eternal Fire. Is it already done?
I mean, sadly, it is giving off those vibes. Just that was sort of the perfect example of. I mean, the round was a perfect example of mismanaged economy, and then sort of just failure just to convert a round that's in your favor so heavily.
Yeah, we were kind of questioning whether overtime would be a kind of thing in the last match. I definitely don't think it's going to be occurring here.
This is where we see some ridiculous comeback.
Obviously, they are on the CT side, so you've got to give them somewhat of a favour. But Mirage isn't a map that you kind of see that crazy CT dominance. It's not like kind of nuke or overpass. It's, you know, fairly split. It's not that heavily favoured. Oh, you do not push in that Molotov or you will get taken down. Oh, I love that from Ozek. Lovely double. No casualties there on the MEW side. So they're going to be making a lot of money here, and I feel like this is... I think, it's already over. It's 14-5. They're looking so good here. As you mentioned, the individuals for MEW, so clinical.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Fred. But I don't believe we've seen an AWP for Eternal Fire.
No, we haven't.
I think just their finances have been so sort of challenging for them to maintain that they haven't had an AWP, and I feel like that's been a big issue. Mewpy's been a player that we've sort of spoken about time and time again about being a big threat, and the fact that he's been able to wield this AWP uncontested really has just definitely been damaging. Wukong though snuck out towards B, finds the first. 2 more players towards short. Does double down, but Yotta eventually gets the trade. Was a 5 versus 3. Turn 5v2. Mewpy taking a lot of damage there towards Palace.
Ooh, Ray finding M-Star though. The bomb is in fact outside TV room. So it's going to be tough to be retrieved. I think they might just play this one out on kills, Charlie. It's all on Mewpy though. 3 HP. Eternal Fire. Certainly going to take this one.
Were those steps heard? Well, they definitely are now. Yotta does take down Mewpy. Eternal Fire, they win their first round in 6. It's been a while, but finally able to put another on the board. Still a long journey to go.
It's going to be really tough for them. I think Eternal Fire, they're going to have to win a lot of rounds in a row. But we do have Mewpy on the AWP. Now, Fauci, is he AFK? Oh, certainly is.
Guess it's buy own time, though.
Yeah, 11 seconds. Just questioning what to buy. Do have a player towards under. 2, in fact, towards under. They could get caught out here. No one towards apartments, though. So they do have an exit. M-Star only able to find 1. I doubt they'd be aware of Cyber here as well.
Yeah, Cyber actually did have an opportunity to take down Ray. He was fully blinded, but he's going for more, and he does find it. Wukong left in the 1 versus 3. Player towards shorts, fluffed his lines, and Yotta falls.
Wukong's got somewhat of a chance here. If he's able to win this 1v3, got to imagine, 1, MEW are going to be on match point, but 2, I think Eternal Fire Academy, if there was a round to really ruin your mentality, it would be this one. A near guaranteed round gone wrong. Obviously, Wukong does still need to win it first. Oh, I think he's going to go into market, Charlie. He's going to be on this long flank. Obviously, both Zek and Sizz have taken this aggression here. Wukong's got time to work with. He's got 30 seconds.
Yeah, they've willingly given up the bomb sites. Zek's close enough that he is going to hear this plant, and he's going to be close enough that he can sort of potentially surprise Wukong. In fact, Wukong could actually be taking this fight towards Abs.
He's cleared out all of these positions. He knows his opponent has to be an Abs, but the steps have been made now. Rotations will come through. The bomb goes down, but Zek surely going to find the frag. Yeah, I really liked how Eternal Fire played that. They didn't want to play anyone anywhere near the bomb sites because, you know, you just don't want to give Wukong a 1v1.
Yeah, there's no need, and they played deep enough that they were willingly playing retake, but also still had a bit of an element of surprise about them.
Yeah, I think in that situation, Wukong, he cleared out the whole of the bomb site, didn't spot anyone, potentially just assumed, yeah, this is a gamble towards 8. I've got the bomb down, I'll play this 1v2. He was staring towards Apps, waiting for that fast rotation towards under, but obviously Zek was there a little quicker than Wukong was ready for. But look at the money of MEW now. It's certainly not perfect. We got 2 Galils in play. Very limited utility. Moopy will take down 1. Nice trade from M-Star, though. Oh, the top con smoke. Really missed that. Will allow M-Star to have somewhat of a gap. Smoke fades. M-Star able to find 1. Ozik with the trade.
Yeah, important trade there. Very quick from Ozik. Making sure he doesn't take too much damage for it. 3 versus 3. Player towards con's being spotted. Ozik is going to get mollied out. Got to be wary that this molly can spread, but still alive, even if it's just 4 points of health. I mean, we've already seen what Ozik can do with limited HP as it is.
Yeah, we've got this rotation in towards A as well. Oh, great find from Ray. Takes down Cyber. Cyber's been the key man in pretty much all of these rounds. And oh, Wukong will take down Sizz. It's all on Zek now. And he gets found by Ray. And this is it, Charlie. MEW, they found 15. They're 1 away from closing this out. And look at the money of Eternal Fire Academy. 3 players going to struggle to buy in this one. And it could be over now, Charlie.
2 M4s out, MP9s accompanying them. 3 of them, in fact, no defuse kits, only 1 Molotov.
I think it might just be this fast A-pop. Flash will come through. Oh, I like this aggression. Have spotted 1. Moopy slowly peeking towards under. I think he's just going to push through the smoke, but Ozik able to find 1. Yotta with the trade. M-Star rotating towards stairs with a clean double there.
I like the idea from Wukong. Bit of a risk though, as he does fall. MEW in the 1 versus 4. Quick ground and Eternal Fire. They do recover. Able to retrieve these weapons. Fully upgrade them. Give themselves another fighting chance. Issue is, due to them being at this huge deficit, and they're still going to need 7 rounds just to bring us to OT alone, 1 mistake is going to cost them. So they really have to play perfect Counter-Strike here.
You say 1 mistake. It doesn't seem as though Eternal Fire are consistently making mistakes. It just seems as though the individuals of MEW are just so good at finding these opening picks. And I feel like all it takes is a gunfight going their way and it could be over. We do see the force from MEW here. Deagle's a scout and an AK in play. Timing on the shot not perfect. Oh, M-Star testing his opponent. He gets tagged down early with the scout. Nice find from Yotta though.
2 players remaining. Eternal Fire Academy, in these last couple of rounds, they've really stepped up to a level that we haven't actually seen this game. All 5 players surviving for Eternal Fire. Going to be building up a bit of economy. I wonder if how long this streak continues, and I wonder if we're actually going to see an all-power for Eternal Fire, because it's maybe strange to sort of see a best of best.
They got a stand
or see a full game when we don't see one.
Have we got a stand for the Eternal Fire side? Maybe they don't even utilize the orb.
Honestly, I feel like the finances have just been so poor that they just haven't really had the finances for it.
Yeah, might not have even had the opportunities to bring it out. Foul sheet was lurking towards B, trying to create some pressure, but all the players bursting out, Palace getting eliminated, and that's 2 rounds in a row with a lot of players surviving here for Eternal Fire Academy. But obviously, all it takes is 1 round to go the way of MEW, and this one will be over.
Orb dropped over from Wukong. Now the cost of utility.
Oh, we see the orb on the CT side, finally.
Hopefully it doesn't go down first pick. We want to see it actually being utilised. Great spam there onto Ozik.
Really nice early find.
Fred, you spoke about overtime and say you don't believe it's a possibility.
Oh.
We're getting closer and closer.
Are you about to jinx it? Did you just jinx it, Charlie?
I hope not, but if Eternal Fire played like this in the regular sort of majority of this game, I think it'd be a lot closer scoreline.
Four versus 2 though. Moopy needs to try and find Zach here. Slowly going to be creeping their way forward. Ooh, it's all about timing here. Missed shot there from Moopy. He has dropped himself onto the bomb site. Does get taken down. And Yotta with the trade onto Ray. 4 rounds away from taking this to OT now.
Yeah, I feel like we see MEW constantly investing a lot sort of on these half-buy rounds. And it's actually making their full buys a decent bit weaker, in fact. See, we saw that last full buy, there was significant limitations.
Oh!
How many times have we seen these kills with the smoke?
Does that smoke just not exist? Is it just for us to kind of enjoy?
I don't know if it's like a full-on timing that they're just prepared for, and MEW just keep on going into said timing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of the 147 flashes on Inferno. It's just kind of the same kind of thing. It's like a 148 shot. Nice find from Zek though. Ozik will take him down though. 3 versus 4. I say that as Ozik falls. Loopy gets dropped as well, and now it's all on Wukong. Does have the bomb, but will get eliminated. 3 rounds away from going to OT now, Charlie.
Yeah, I can't believe we're sort of at this stage right now. This is 5 rounds in a row from Eternal Fire, or 7 out of the last 8 rounds for Eternal Fire. I'm surprised we haven't seen a pause yet from MEW.
They've got 2 full buys remaining, really. If Eternal Fire bring this back and win it, that would be absolutely ridiculous. I feel like that would really break the mentality of these MEW players.
Ramp progression is being undertaken from Eternal Fire. They could take down the bomb here. Yotta has created a lot of space, but in fact Wukong finds him.
What is this angle?
This is an interesting angle.
Yeah, what is this?
Like this is the eyes of Ozik.
Is this actually Ozik? If this is Ozik's player model. Okay,
I think that was Ozik's gun. We were his gun there.
We were his gun?
Yeah, Life of an AK.
Brought to you by Charlie and Fred.
It's a documentary.
Oh,
this could be it though, Fred. Somehow MEW have just found their form had that resurgence back into this one. The Orb of 6. Barely seen him in this game. This could be it. He's being spotted, trapped in this corner. MEW, he's got him locked. The Molotov's going to force him out,
done.
and it's all done.
It's over. And MEW, they take it 16-12. It did get somewhat dicey there as we kind of got into the final stages of that game, but still a very nice one there from MEW. They're going to be certainly going to be happy with that result. Obviously, an absolutely amazing game for them. You mentioned how they have kind of struggled so far, but I feel like it was unfortunate for Eternal Fire Academy, and one player I'd love to point out on their side is Cyber. I feel like he played absolutely amazingly, but I guess, you know, the rest of the team just weren't firing on all cylinders, and it's tough to see kind of situations like that. But what are your thoughts after that game, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, it was a valiant effort from Eternal Fire Academy to try to come back into that one, but MEW having such an early sort of dominance and finding that 15 or even 14 for quite a while. I feel like Eternal Fire Academy, I think they might have been on 5 rounds when 14 was found. So a pretty significant difference between the teams. Really rough game there from Eternal Fire Academy. We were hoping for a bit more from them, and they did deliver at the end, but like I mentioned, they were just so far down that there's going to be such a difficult sort of comeback. And we mentioned just one mistake can sort of cost you, and just a couple of misplays, a couple of overextensions. That's what we saw, and unfortunate there from Eternal Fire Academy, but really great game for us to watch anyway.
Yeah, obviously that was a really nice one. Both of the teams, obviously Eternal Fire Academy, not going to be so happy with that result, but MEW, they've kind of got their, what, 3-3 now?
Yeah, 3-3 now.
Yeah.
With that 3-3, it's actually made the final spot in playoffs.
Yeah, it's
Obviously, it's not over, but they're in the playoff spot right now with 2 games remaining. Ideally, to sort of guarantee it, they've got to win their last 2 games. But yeah, I mean, considering they were in quite a rough situation, they've really made a bit of a comeback and sort of fought their way here. Eternal Fire, there are 6 places, I believe, 6 or 7 places outside of the playoffs right now in 22nd, 2 and 3. Yeah, they sort of need to win a decent amount more games right now, and they've got to start winning in their very next one if playoffs is on the cards, because you definitely don't want to be in the relegation bracket.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see, you know, the run from them and see how, you know, whether they can find success. But that has been it from us. Hope you guys all enjoyed. You will be joined by Flamboyant very shortly. He is casting the Masters Division match, which is Zero Shansov versus Raikiri. Should be a great matchup as well. So make sure you go show him some love as well. But that's been it from us. See you guys tomorrow with plenty more games.